We're making good progress. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling good today. It's just been dealing with a lot of like the random triggers. Like on the 4th of July, we went out. We get ice cream. We're gonna go eat ice cream in the car. We're gonna go down to the community center to watch fireworks. We get down to the road, and it's a line of cars a mile long. Hundreds of just red tail lights, and I start freaking out. I'm just like anxious. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm like, let's not go in that line. We're gonna be stuck. I don't want to be stuck. And so then youngest has to go potty. So would it be even worse if we were stuck in a freaking line? So we get her in, we go out, we try and find a spot. We go into a really crowded gas station because everybody's parked at the gas station too to watch. No bathroom there. I'm sitting there in the car alone while my wife goes in. She's in the middle of the street because there's no parking spots. Yeah, then we pull out and it's just cars. And I'm just overwhelmed immediately. And it went from my stomach feeling sick to my heart racing. And I was like, I need to get out of here. We need to go home. We need to go now. We need to leave. So that was a setback day. That was a rough one. I'm also trying to be a little bit more forgiving of myself. I'm gonna have my blood tested tomorrow. Hopefully that's gonna tell me if it's a thyroid thing or a hormonal thing. Because a lot of this stuff just kind of came out of nowhere. I've been anxious ever since COVID because they did such a good job of calming us down and keeping things realistic. But yeah, so like re-socializing to the world has been an effort that is progressing. But in positive news, so we went to this Asian marketplace called H Mart. Initially get there, and I'm fine. I'm feeling pretty calm. I was able to settle myself down with all my CBT stuff. But then we get to the parking lot, and I immediately freak out. Just busy parking lot, whole bunch of people, overwhelmed. All my effort for nothing. And so that was really rough. And then the girls want to sit and eat, and I'm feeling sick. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like go back and forth into the car and try and calm down, and everything's just crazy overwhelming. But after a while, I was able to settle down enough to go back inside. We started walking around, and even though I was hella anxious, I was able to push through it. I pushed through it, I walked through it. I told my brain, no, we're staying here. We're doing what we set out to do, and then we're going home. We're not doing this on your terms. And I was able to do it. And I felt super good for the rest of the day. It's like I held in there. I hung in there. I did it. And still, reliving that's a good feeling. Ever since I had my triple panic attack going to the doctor's office that one day a couple months ago, getting in the car has been a challenge, and going new places has been a challenge. It's just, but I'm making progress. That's the thing. But it is a struggle. And if anybody's going through it, just know you're not alone, and there is a way out of it. It just takes time, and you got to give yourself time, and you got to be patient. And it's a process. I was like, I can't live like this every day. This cannot happen to me every day. Every time I try and go out somewhere, just paralyzing fear. It's not simply, oh, I'm just going to push through it. It's a test of willpower. Some days you're gonna win, some days you're not. I actually got around to journaling today, and I feel so good. So good today. Just had some really good revelations, made some progress. We're schmoving. Well, I hope you get something figured out, Scribble, because living through this, I definitely don't recommend it for anybody, but it has been nice to empathize with people. Like, one, I can hopefully help people on their own journey in the future once I'm over this. And two, just kind of takes away the stigma from my own point of view. Like going from a normal state of mind where these issues just don't exist. Like why would that be a problem? Trying to then look at people who have those issues just like, I don't get it. I don't understand why this is such an issue. Like you just don't understand how the anxiety works and how out of control it can be. It's rough. It's a rough spot to be in. And like I said, it's hard to empathize with. Like it really, if I told myself this whole thing, even just knowing myself, if I told my past self what I'm going through now, it would not make sense. I would simply just not get it. You just don't understand irrational fear until you're in the middle of it. And it's just like, it's not just a matter of calming down. It's that you don't even know what is freaking you out in the first place in a lot of cases. That was my thing. Like the panic attacks would just kind of happen. And I do have that paralysis choice. Like if I'm in a moment where something's happening, something is happening right in front of me, somebody's just threw up in front of me. I can't figure out what to do first. Do I take them to the bathroom? Do I tell somebody so that they clean it up and nobody slips? Do I, is it rude if I walk away from this? And, I cannot figure that out. Yeah, for the most part, like, I would be hit with an overwhelming situation. I would feel like I'm trapped. I can't get out. Claustrophobic, which, again, usually wasn't an issue, but it happened that one time on the plane. And then ever since, I was just afraid of having a panic attack. That was it. I was having panic attacks because I didn't want to have a panic attack. That was, like, just don't, forehead, right? But that was it. That was the biggest thing that I have been combating for the past, like, 3 or 4 years now. But finally getting to a point where the mixture of CBT, as I said before, my faith is a big part of it, and finding a good way to incorporate that in my day-to-day, finding, like, things that I don't really have to stress about in my day-to-day life that will help the anxiety in general. And just all these things finally are coming together. Knowing how to calm yourself down beforehand, being active, like taking extra steps, basically. And it sucks, but at the same time, I'm like, there are people who can't use their legs. There are people that can't even speak in front of others like I do. Like, there's always something that a lot of people have that just they're debilitated by. And just the fact that you can't do one thing doesn't mean that you are hopeless, or it doesn't, you shouldn't feel ashamed of it. And that's kind of the biggest thing, is that I felt frustrated that I've just debilitated for so long. But then just being like, everybody needs help in something. Like, I genuinely think if I hit what I did last month, just that fear, I don't think I would have considered not being here. Not being alive anymore. That's when I was like, I need to figure this out a lot more, because it's more than just these certain situations freak me out. It's becoming a much more pervasive issue. Like I said, the things that work for me maybe work for you. The progressive relaxation, it's where you tense up certain muscle groups as you go down, and you just do it like, you hold it for 5 seconds, then you relax it, and you focus on that feeling of relaxation. And it'll take like 15 minutes, and that sucks because you're just standing still doing nothing. But I have never felt so just unwound by the end of that. You just do forehead, eyes, cheeks, jaw, neck, shoulders, chest, back, biceps, forearms, hands, glutes, thighs, calves, feet. So that helps. Then I find a happy place. I couldn't find one for a while, but then I thought, my uncle used to live in Ojai when he was still alive. And that, Ojai and Simi Valley in California, always really great memories for me. So just being in their living room, I just go right back to their living room, or I go to my aunt's house where I just have a ton of like really great memories in Orange County. The mix of that progressive relaxation and that thing, and that helps out a whole lot. So I'll do the relaxation. Again, my faith, I do devos every now and then. I'll just go through, so focusing on something, reading it. The motivation from it really helps. And then mantras. Having mantras that you or your loved one can give you has been really helpful. So I'm okay, I'm not alone are my big things. Know that you guys are not alone, you're loved, you are in good company, and there is a way out. There is ways forward, and it's not a life sentence. Sometimes things can, like, maybe you deal with anxiety your entire life, but it's not going to debilitate you for your entire life, because there are ways. You just have to find your way, right? Hang in there. Hang in there. Every day, baby steps. Find ways to talk to people. That's one of the things that it's a blessing in disguise, because now I can use the platform to talk to people and empathize really with how shitty this is. I'm really looking forward to kicking this FanFest trip in the ass. I'm gonna crush this damn thing. Get off. Get off. Get off. I'll love you over there in your spot.